I'm Bryan Mew. I'm originally from Hong Kong.
My name is Sineetnat Khantaracha, but in Thailand they have a nickname, so everyone calls me K.
My name is Eleni Karathansi. I was born and raised in the Greek island of Samos.
My name is Kamal Sigdel. I'm originally from Kathmandu, Nepal, but I live here in Hurstville now, and I speak Nepalese at home. I can speak a little bit of Hindi and obviously English.
I've studied 7 languages. I use 2 of them in my everyday life. Greek is my mother tongue. I studied English, then French and Italian, a little bit of Spanish. I studied Arabic, Iraqi dialect at uni, and Japanese.
I speak English, Cantonese, and a little bit of Mandarin, but my mother would probably say otherwise.
My name is Parag Shah. I'm originally born and brought up in India, and then got an opportunity and moved to East Africa, Kenya and Uganda. And then later on thought of that I should move somewhere else and moved to Australia, which I don't regret at all. That was the best decision I took.
I'm a practicing artist. Currently, I'm investigating the ancient history and origins of the Chinese writing system and its pictograms, and I recontextualize it through painting, performance, and installation.
Currently, I'm a social worker. I really love my job because I meet a lot of people. I'm so happy to be in this position to support people.
I'm a 4th generation artist and I work in the art industry. I'm involved in exhibitions, shows. I teach other people how to paint.
I'm a kind of a businessman. I run a small business, and I started working for somebody else as well in a retail shop. I'm trying to promote Nepalese community in Hurstville. We recently organized one big event. That was a very successful event.
I am accountant by profession. Culturally, we believe in destiny, that everyone has a destiny. I'm out of my profession at this point. So what I'm doing currently is I'm a CEO at Resourceful Australian Indian Network, which is a not-for-profit organization looking after seniors from Indian subcontinent origin. It's a quite fulfilling job.
For fun, I enjoy fishing. It's kind of a good way to kind of get out of the studio and have some time out in nature.
Because we live close to Brighton and we're really, happy with, walking to the beach, doing things, outside. The environment around is just like very, support us to have a good family, like exercise and, do the things in our personal life.
In my spare time, I love painting. I really like cooking and mythology. Mythology is a little window to different cultures. Greek was the basis. I started with Greek mythology and then I expanded to different cultures. And then this translates to my art practice because I like to paint stories.
Love music. I'm a bathroom singer, I know that, but I love to sing cultural songs, the Bollywood songs and the devotional songs. So at the same time, always meeting up friends, talking to them. And I have friends all over the world, so that is one of the hobby, I would say, that continuously keeping in touch with them. I love cricket, don't play now, but I love cricket, so whenever possible, watch cricket. That really helped me when I moved to Australia. I lived just close by the Hurstville Oval. It was like a routine for me, always checking out who is playing, and I would love to go and watch there.
I first came to Australia in 1996, and as a student visa.
I moved to Australia when I was around 6 years old with my sister and my mum. My uncle originally worked in Hong Kong and had a chance to move through his company to Australia, and through that he also brought my mum and my aunties over as well.
I arrived in May 2014 here with my sister. And I remember our relatives picking us up from the airport. I was in the car and everything looked new to me. I was like a sponge, observing everything.
I was 17, close to being 18 years old when I first came to Australia by myself with $600 in my pocket. That was in January of 2007. As an overseas student, came here to study engineering. Did TAFE for 2 years and 2 more years in software engineering. After that, Australia has become my home.
Migration experience coming to Australia was quite good. It didn't give me much of the trouble because of the skilled migration, because I applied from East Africa where the number of applicants being smaller, and came to Australia in the year 2000 just before Olympics, and it was one of the best experience also, and that was really good.
For my mum's, I guess, perspective, she had an opportunity to move through work.
I had to leave my home in a rush because of the few political changes that was happening in Nepal at that time. Saved my life. Yeah, I came by myself.
The financial crisis in Greece has a lot to do with it. When I graduated, it was very difficult. My first job was paying 300 euros a month. I was feeling that I'm not going to have a good future there, even though I loved my country. I thought maybe I could give it a go. And my mom was born here in Port Kembla. My grandparents were migrants, so they came back and forth. They decided to stay in Greece, but when the crisis happened, we decided to come back and maybe try to see what kind of life we can build for ourselves.
The government just opened for the skill migration. So I did apply for skill migration, and then I got accepted within 3 months.
I came with my family, my wife and my 2 lovely daughters. So that was always a question from the local Australians asking me that when you have not been to Australia, when you don't know people, don't know the country, and I mean that is a big leap. And I said, yes, that is a big leap of faith. This was my 4th country, so I was very confident that it won't be a problem for me.
When you migrate in a different country, you have to reinvent yourself. And you also learn people from different countries, that they speak different languages. So it's a test. You kind of discover how you react in certain situations and what are you capable of.
I was a little bit scared. First time ever going outside home. Coming from the strict Brahmin caste family of Nepalese culture, never eaten outside home. I stay hungry for a whole flight. I was never used to eating outside. Coming here, not knowing anybody, was a little bit of scary. Became homeless for about 2 weeks till one of the other Nepalese person took me in, knowing that I was very young and by myself. Helped me find a job, got my own apartment in Rockdale. Love being here, especially since I moved to Hurstville 6 years ago. Never planned to move out from here. I have my business here, my babies are born here.
It's so hard for me to understand, Australian accents. Learn, because my aim during that time just continue study at higher degrees, like master degrees or something like that. So I pushed myself a lot during that time when I was a student study English. As my personally very shy person, I'm not asking, so that's why it's make me somehow in a bad situation. So I try to push myself and also set up my mind, like if I'm not understand anything, I need to ask. I have to made up my mind, because before I'm so shy. I'm so afraid to ask, what does it mean or whatever. If I'm not understand anything, I need to ask. That's my, slogan, ask before fail.
Going into primary school in year 2, I had to attend ESL, English as a Second Language class. At the same time, my mum didn't want me to forget Chinese, so I would attend Chinese school on the weekend as well to kind of refresh my memory and to be able to read and write. I've always felt like I was neither proficient at either of the kind of languages. That's the one thing that I appreciate right now is being able to speak multiple languages. It really helps when I'm connecting with the community, even when I'm, going to Chinese grocery stores, talking to, kind of Chinese Australian immigrants. It's kind of good to be able to speak their mother tongue here and there.
Initially, yes, it was a little bit difficult to get the Australian accent, but over the period, yes, we came across, it was fine.
When I first came to Australia, I struggled a little bit, but now if I watch TV or a YouTube video and I hear an Aussie, I'm like, yep, this is what I'm familiar with now. It feels very close to me, the Aussie accent.
Accent in Australia is very hard to understand. Back home, even though we study English from kids, we never spoke. I could read very well, I could write very well, but because we were not habit of talking in English, we all communicate in Nepalese language. It was very difficult, even for me at TAFE. And when they asked me a question, I don't know how to reply because I never understood the question. Then slowly, watching news and all that thing helped. That trend of Nepalese coming to Australia just started 2006-07, so there were not that much Nepalese before that. The other hard was finding a job with no English background, not knowing anybody here to help out. Now it's a little bit better for Nepalese who come here because they already understood like Australian culture, language a bit more.
So my uncle lived in Bexley for quite a while. So when my mum, my sister and I finally decided to move here, we wanted to be close to family.
My sister-in-law has been here in Sydney for just a couple of years. And that's what we decided, that we will also stay. Best decision. We are not planning to move anywhere than Hurstville. We love it here.
We really loved how diverse and also how close the kind of surrounding suburbs were in supporting kind of Australian Chinese communities. This kind of area just had everything that we wanted and we hoped for.
Yeah, my mother-in-law living in Kogra, and secondly, my son really loved the school, and also he's very happy with his friend around this area, and I'm so happy to be here because it's close to school, hospital, and also very convenient, like close to the beach.
We chose this area because my mom already had an apartment and a job here, but we decided to stay once we realized that this was our jam.
The person who my parents paid to pick me up and drop me at a hostel or hotel kind of thing brought me to Kogra first. So I stayed there for a week and then moved to Rockdale. On top of that, it's convenient. Anything that I want, if I want to go to beach, it's 10 minutes drive. Airport is 15 minutes drive. If I want to go to some scenic area, it's like 10, 15 minutes, 20 minutes max drive. So this is the most convenient, best place.
Growing up in this area, I didn't really think too much about connecting with the community and kind of building on with the community. I moved to Melbourne in 2018 to go to art school and for work, and then I moved to Tokyo for kind of art opportunities and work. But I think ever since coming back, I realized how important it is to kind of give back to the community. Ever since moving back this year, I've been trying to stay a bit more involved. I've done a little bit of volunteering. I guess another way is actively choosing to support the local businesses. So I've always frequented Hurstville with a few of their kind of popular Chinese restaurants, and kind of coming back from overseas this year back to Sydney. It's kind of nice to see that a few of them are still kind of around. I've really learned that community isn't driven just by the people, but also their effort to participate, to actively share, and also engage with other people. I guess my message to other people in the next generation is, don't be afraid to connect deeply with the small local businesses, the friends, the people that you meet around your area. I think we're living in a very digitally dominant society right now. So even something as small as going to your favorite restaurants, cafes and places and having a nice chat with the owners, I think is really important in kind of building the community and also growing it as well.
I try my best to shop locally, and when I go to the shops, I interact with the owners of local businesses, and I've made a lot of friends. I'm in some social media groups on Facebook about my area, and I also try to attend events. Yeah, I think that's a good way. If you attend festivals and you talk to local businesses, that's a good way to go.
My son, when he was so young, he's really loved to, go to a Rockdale Library. Took him there, meet with people, mother, and sometimes some storytelling over there, and kind of like we start building a small thing, like and then we have a network in this, and we kind of like link together to support each other.
We started a new community group for Nepalese. It's called Nepalese Community Hurstville, where we are promoting Nepalese culture and festival, because Nepalese culture and festival are so much fun. It's colorful, it has different varieties of food and varieties of culture, because even though Nepal is a small country, we have like 234 different languages and about 700 different caste and culture. And everybody has their own festivals and celebrations. Even though we can't bring all of it here, it's a feel-good festivals.
We call it RAIN within a short form, Resourceful Australian Indian Network. I have been volunteering with them for a very long time. Always have different cultural, religious celebrations. Whenever there are any festivals happening, we celebrate with all seniors around and all. So that's how we keep connected to the culture.
When you migrate in a different country, you're a bit of a time capsule of the time you left. So the internet helps staying updated.
In the past, it's so hard for me because to buy a phone card to call international is so expensive. But right now, technology just help me. Even you're physically far away, but you feel like you're home as well.
I FaceTime my family and friends when it's convenient. I listen to music. I watch series in Greek. We speak Greek at home, and I try to write in my mother tongue because also writing is important.
Hurstville, since 2000 I came to today, has changed tremendously. Certain areas where there is quite a lot of new high-rises and quite density of population, it makes it difficult. Hurstville has been developing all the time, yes.
Kogarah has always been there are many ethnicities there. With some suburbs, definitely you can see that within a decade they change, and a suburb can be, let's say, Italian for 10 years and then switch to Indian or Arabic. But Kogarah has been a mix. You walk down the street and you can find a bubble tea shop, you can find a Arabic charcoal chicken shop. It's still an amalgamation of cultures, but Kogarah has always been a mix of people.
I definitely think that there's a bigger sense of community-driven events. There's kind of like more pop-ups happening, more activations of the kind of local council areas, more festivals and events.
Our population is grown a lot. And also the restaurant, even before when I moved in, probably hardly to have Thai restaurant, but now there's a lot now.
I'm happy because even though old things close down, there are new things popping up and new things to discover. Most of the time they're family businesses, so it's always good when you go and eat there because you see somebody's kid doing their homework, and it's very nice.
It's just more Nepalese people has come and a lot of more Nepalese business has popped out. Apart from that, I think Hurstville has remained almost same. Because I'm so used to with this place, I don't notice that much of a changes in here apart from new building getting built.
Being born in Hong Kong but growing up in Sydney, there's still quite a separation between understanding a lot of the things within the Chinese culture. More recently, I've been attending more Chinese calligraphy classes, trying to improve my Mandarin and Chinese reading and writing. So yeah, I guess that's kind of where I'm at.
I meet with a lot of clients who come from different areas, and when they have their own festival or even the events or anything, if I have a chance, I join them.
Community-wise, it has been very nice. It has always been positive. Walking around in Hurstville, you can smile to a stranger and you will get a smile back.
I'm a Kogra girl. We've changed apartments many times, but we're always in Kogra. It's a lovely suburb to live in. It's safe. There are Greeks around, which kind of makes me feel at home. If you want to eat, there are so many restaurants, and they're very close to where I live. So it was both convenient and beautiful to live there. So it became our second home.
My sister tried to move me to Melbourne. My other friends, they moved to Auburn, Stratfield. Like how I feel Kathmandu home, like my place, I feel exactly same about St. George area, Hurstville, Rockdale, Kogra, this area. This place is home.
I think there is always something interesting to discover when you talk with another person from a different country.
I think if we do respect each other and kind of like support each other, if you see something wrong or not safe, then you can, help
Each other and promote the local businesses. They're struggling. I'm struggling as a business owner. So let's all come together, promote each other, help each other, and build a better community.
I guess I've kind of grown up learning Chinese kind of phrases and idioms as well. My favorite ones is Zhang Dai Ji Wa, a frog inside a well. A frog once lived inside a well and no kind of knowledge of what's outside of the well. So one day, I believe another animal came by and told them that there's actually another world outside of the well. I think the story behind it is teaching, people to be a little bit more open-minded and also to be more trusting with kind of people around you if they're trying to give you advice.
It's important to remember that each of us is in a little cocoon or a little bubble, and this bubble is how we were raised and our personality as well. It's good to break out of the cocoon because you go beyond your culture, beyond what you were taught. You can always connect with someone and discover something interesting.
We have a saying in Sanskrit called Vasudeva Kutumbakam, meaning we are in a one world. My message to the future generation is we are in one world, and love, peace and harmony is the most important. You can win any war with love.